friends. Today we are going to be talking about illustrations in books. We are going to read this book, You Might Find Yourself by Ty Snaith. And we're going to discuss how books' illustrations can help emphasize the written words in a story. So I'm going to ask you, have any of you ever read a book with no pictures? Raise your hand if you've ever read a book with no pictures or you've tried to. Okay, great. Well, keep your hand raised if you think that these books can sometimes be a little bit hard to understand at first. Definitely, when I read a book with no pictures, it can be a lot harder to understand what the book is trying to tell me than when a book has a lot of descriptive pictures. So today, we're going to talk about how illustrations of books can help emphasize the written words that are told in a story and help tell us what the author is trying to tell us. So first, I'm going to go over a little bit of vocabulary, but I'm going to talk about our objective first. So today, we are going to be able to explain how a book's illustration can help emphasize the written words in a story. And some of the vocabulary that might be a little bit tricky is going to be winding. Can everybody say winding? Great, winding means curvy. It has many turns, like when you're on a road and it turns a lot. That is a winding road. We also have sacred. Can everybody say sacred? Right, sacred. It means something that's very important. It's something that's passed down. It might be something that your grandmother had who passed down to your mother, who passed it down to you. And lastly, we have mysterious. Can we all say mysterious? Great, mysterious means something that's strange or secretive. It can be puzzling or confusing. So now that we've learned some of these words, we're going to dive into our book today. So I'm going to hold up the book so you can all see the pictures. And we're going to just dive right in. So life is like a winding path with lots of different places to discover along the way. If you could go anywhere, imagine where you might find yourself. You might find yourself in a cool, shady place. You might imagine discovering all the curious creatures that live there. You might find yourself in a bright, summery place. Imagine what you might make before it gets washed away. What is the place that is pictured here? They say it's a bright, summery place, and it gets washed away. Yes, they're at the beach. And what is it that's being washed away? Yes, the sandcastles by the waves. Very good. You might find yourself in a new friend's garden. Imagine what you could do to keep it beautiful. What is a garden? Can you guys tell me what a garden is? Yes, it has flowers and vegetables, right? What is the author trying to tell us with this picture? What is the garden that they're trying to tell us about? Right, it's the ocean. And what is this person doing to keep this ocean clean? Can you look at the picture? Perfect. He's cleaning up water bottles and getting them out of the ocean. You might find yourself in a difficult situation where it hurts a lot. He scraped his knee. Imagine a cuddle that will make you feel better. Got his cat right there. You might find yourself on a train full of thoughts, imagining how it feels to be someone else. You might find yourself in a place that makes you feel very small, or a place that makes you feel like a giant. You might find yourself in a mysterious place that you have never been before, imagining what happened in the past. What is this picture telling us about what happened in the past? Right, there's fossils, so it's talking about dinosaurs, something that happened very long ago. You might find yourself working hard and watching seeds sprout and come alive. Imagine sharing what you grow with your neighbors. You might find yourself a little bit confused at times about which way to go. Imagine what might be down the road for you. It may not always be what you expect. And we're going to be talking about this picture later, so if you want to just remember this picture for a writing assignment later, we're going to come back to this. You might find yourself in a faraway place, doing things you never thought possible. Imagine eating green beans with a king and a queen. You might find yourself on stage with beings from another planet in the audience. Imagine playing a hologram guitar from the future. Look at that. You might find yourself in an ancient, sacred place, imagining the stories and songs of that land and its people. While on life's path, you will find yourself making lots of choices. Imagine paving your own way. Paving means making or creating. What does the author mean when they say paving your own way? Right, like making your own choices, choosing the life you want. Right, correct. No matter where you find yourself, you're sure to meet many friends who will help you on your way. Together, you might ask, where should we go next? Where should they go next? They've all been using their imagination and going to all of these amazing places. I want you guys to think about where they should go next. So that's the end of the book. And we said that today we will explain how illustrations can emphasize the words in a story. After listening to this story and seeing the pictures, why do you think the author used so many vivid images? Discuss with your table partner why the author chose to use so many descriptive pictures in their story. I'll give you a second. You can share them out too. Yes, it was to show his imagination come to life, to show us more of what the author was talking about, just explaining their words a little bit more. So now that we've talked about how using illustrations can set the tone for our story and give our readers more insight into our words, I want you to put your creative caps on, and we're going to create a writing project based off of this book. So I'm going to give you guys all a piece of paper. It's all going to look just like this. It has the path that we were talking about in the book with the arrows, and it's going to have some lines for you to write on, okay? So I'm going to tell you about a time that I had to make a choice. When I was adopting my cat, there were so many different kittens and cats that I could choose from at PetSmart. It was such a hard decision because they were all so cute. I just had to decide which one would be the best choice for me, and I narrowed it down to 2, and I was able to make that decision, and it's the cat that I have right now. And right now, I'm going to model a writing assignment for you that I'm going to have everybody do as soon as I'm done with this assignment, okay? So on this board, we have our path like we were talking about, and we're going to be talking about making decisions, making choices, a time that you had to make a choice in your life. Maybe it was if you were going to get a dog or a cat, or maybe it was what friends you were going to hang out with one day. Just any decision that you have made or you've thought about making, we're going to talk about that today. So first, when I give you your papers, we're going to draw pictures of what it is that we were talking about, what our 2 choices are. So my choices are, I had an orange cat I was looking at, and I had a gray cat that I was looking at. So I'm going to draw my cat over here on the board. Got my orange cat. I'm going to draw it with the orange. And you guys are going to do this too on your papers. So I drew my orange cat. It's kind of hard to see from the board here. But I drew my orange cat, and the orange cat was very playful. I'm going to draw something about the cat. So she was always moving. So I'm going to draw that. And then I had the gray cat. So I'm going to draw that cat over here. And that cat was very sleepy. So I'm going to talk about or draw how the cat was sleepy. And on these little paths, I'm going to want you to write one reason why you wanted to choose either of these things. For me, I liked this cat because they were playful, but I liked this cat because they were sleepy and cuddly and kind of lazy. So what you're going to do is you're going to write a story that's going to explain the choice that you made and why you made that choice. Just 3 to 5 sentences, super short, and I'm just going to model it for you right now so you can see, and then I'm going to send you guys on your way. So I'm going to write right now. It's going to say, there were 2 cats to choose from. There were 2 cats to choose from. One was orange and fluffy. And one was white and small. The orange cat was playful, and the white cat was sleepy and lazy. I chose the orange cat. I chose the orange cat because I wanted a playful cat. So now I have my picture and I have my story, and now I'm going to send you on your way to do that too. If you have any questions, you can let me know. I will be walking around and I'll be looking at your writing, but thank you so much for listening to my lesson.